My name is Daryl Kennedy. I'm the owner of Legends Barber and Beauty in Asheville, North Carolina. I started cutting hair in 1986. In 1986 on Eagle Street in Asheville, North Carolina, where I thought that the barbers that I worked with were legends. It's Mr. George McElveen, Mr. Willie Shivers, Mr. Neil Pickett, and myself. And eventually, after I did my apprenticeship, I moved 3 doors down to give them competition. And I opened up shop right on Eagle Street, like 3 doors down from there. Eventually I moved to Ohio. I worked there for 3 years. And then I came back and worked in Atlanta. And then I came back to work for Miss G's Barber and Beauty in Asheville, North Carolina. And Miss G was the one that I started out with. And she also had the same barbers with her that I started out with. I worked there 5 years, then I bought it. And once that location was sold, we moved here at 24 New Leicester Highway. And I named this barbershop Legends because I thought that they were legends. I think that regarding the reparations, I know that there are many components to reparations. You have housing, you have employment, you have business, there's different components. But in referring to business, I think that if you're going to help people with reparations towards business, first of all, you must help the small businesses that we have in Asheville today. There's not too many of us that's especially black-owned and black-operated small businesses. So first you must make sure that they are on a solid foundation. Because just because we have a smile on our face and just because we're open for business does not mean that we're not right at the border of Christ. We need help also. And if you're going to help small businesses and help to create small businesses, you ought to first make sure that those small businesses are on a solid foundation, and then you build on that. And in regarding businesses, small businesses again, you don't want to just toss money at small businesses without people knowing how to operate business, because then you would be setting them up for failure. I've been 37 years, I've had 4 barbershops, and this one have been here 9 years. I've never had any help, not from PPP, OPP, or nothing. I built it off the sweat of my brows, and I've had to grind hard to make it successful. Nothing comes, success only comes from hard work. It would have been much better had I had some of the loans that some other people have. The interior, the exterior is great now, but imagine if I would have had the money to operate and put the marble floors on, to put some of the more extravagant things that some of the other shops have. But I'm grateful for what God has done already. I'm grateful for how God has established it right where it is today, and it's operating the way that it operates today only because of God. So I'm extremely grateful. Always been a major educational gap, and that needs to be fixed. I think that we enable a lot of people to get through and to get by only to set them up for failure later. There needs to be some adjustments and some equality added into that so that people can get the proper education. Again, nothing comes easy. Success comes only by hard work. But we have to motivate people to be willing to want to work hard too. Because if someone gives you something, then you're unappreciative of it. But if you work hard for it, then I believe that success is right at the door. As far as education, No Child Left Behind can set a lot of kids up for failure. It's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. And I think that there should be no child left behind, but I think that you must equip them educationally with the tools they need so that they can be equipped to face life head on. I think they could do a much better job. They could have done and should do a much better job as to getting kids what they need. In some schools, those in more of the well-off schools. Those kids get exactly what they need, but then when you come to my neighborhood, then you'll find that there are some deficiencies. You'll find that there are a lack of interest in getting the kids what they need. So they get pushed through the system to face life head on, looking failure straight in the face. Yes, we can overcome barriers. We can. We've done great in overcoming barriers, but how much more easier would it be if we had help? I think that they need to do a far more better job in making sure that those teachers are able to afford housing so that they'll be just as equal and just as good as their counterparts. Housing needs to be worked on, period, in the city of Asheville, especially for black people. I grew up, we had a house on Herman Street in Asheville, North Carolina, and urban renewal came through and took our house. And we stayed in the projects 30 years before we were able to come out. And it takes a strong person to be able to come out from under those conditions, because once you're in there, you can be in there for generations. And so, but I was able to fight hard and work hard to come out. That didn't come with opposition. That didn't come with stumbling blocks. That did not come without trouble, because I've been in all those areas. And God allowed me to overcome and to where I have my own business. I'm grateful for that, but many other people do not make it out. Question. Okay, so if you have a business idea, you can come and you can ask for help in school and in classes to help you to acquire or help you to get the resources necessary to bring your idea to reality. Now, for businesses that's already in business, what is the plan there? For those businesses that's already in business and need assistance, what are the requirements for them to come and to ask for help? And how easy or how hard would that be for those businesses that are already in business and have been there for a number of years, proving that they are a successful business, or proving that they have stood the test of time? Like, we've been here 9 years, and I believe that that's quite an achievement. Not only have we been here 9 years, our barbershop is different than a whole lot of other barbershops. Diversity is one of our main things. We want to incorporate because we feel it's right to incorporate everybody. And not only have we been here 9 years, but in our 7th year, the governor came. He said he heard about us in Raleigh, and Governor Roy Cooper came and visited with us. And that was a milestone, because back in the day, that never happened in black businesses. So, because they kept kicking at that door, I was able to walk through. So, are there resources to help those businesses that's brick and mortar to continue in business? Because even though I've been here 9 years, I still worry about paying the lease. And it's but by the grace of God, I've been here 9 years, because there were some months that were trying. We went through the COVID period, and we didn't get any help from the government. We got denied on every angle. And that's why Governor Roy Cooper came. He said, we know it was hard for you. He said, but I'm very proud of you. And I appreciate his words, but at the end of the day, I still got to pay the light bill. And I still got to do what I got to do to be successful. But him coming did boost business. Him coming did put our name on the map. And him coming did show me that there was someone listening and someone looking. And what I come to the conclusion of is, always strive to do what's right, because someone's always looking.
Yeah.
So is all the funding, is it loans, or is there grants also?
There's going to be grants, and some of it will be loans, but majority of it will be grants.
Okay, some people may qualify for different
Oh yeah, because there's all
components.
kinds.
Yeah, some may need housing and education. Some may need housing, education, and business. So will they be able to
do all of those
yes,
things?
yes. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, in referencing criminal justice, Lord have mercy. Criminal justice. Wow, I'm stunned. I mean, just to say that word. What is justice?
Yeah.
What is justice? In today's society, a man can lie, he can steal, he can rape, he can assault, and still get away with it if he's not my color. We just keep it 100% real. Because if I go through the criminal justice system with the very minute of charges, I gotta pay the very ultimate price. I've been in the criminal justice system. I've overcome the criminal justice system. I know the stove is hot, don't touch it. You don't do the crime, then your file ain't sitting on somebody's desk. I never did nothing serious, but it's the principle of the thing. Everything I did, I paid for. Same with business. Everything I've done, I paid for. I sweated. And I got it the hard way, but it was the right way. And that's what makes it successful. Yeah. Criminal justice isn't equal. It's not equal. Because if we all agree on one thing, we know that certain people can go through there, and if you got money, you can come out and nothing happens to you. But if you don't have money, first of all, you ain't getting out. Ain't nobody's, they're not hardly on a serious charge, such as income tax evasion, such as sexual assault. You're going to have to post a bond. They're not letting you go to the house, sleep in your luxury bed without posting some sort of a bond. But me, if I do a crime like that, it's going to be a bond that I cannot pay just to keep me sitting there. So criminal justice is not justice. True. That's true. But it happens. It happens in today's society, and that is a touchy situation. A lot of people who don't have to face try to avoid. They try to avoid that conversation. But the fact of the matter is that in so many instances, there's injustice being done, whether it be in employment, whether it be in housing, whether it be in criminal justice, whatever. It's injustice is being done. Yes, I agree that some people are undeserving of certain things because they have committed certain crimes or they have done certain things. But how many people are denied and they haven't done anything?
Yeah,
Another thing is when a person of color get in trouble, then they get in the court system and then they get appointed a lawyer supposedly to represent them, and that lawyer works for the state of North Carolina or whatever state they may be in, and that lawyer's job is to get rid of that case as quick as he possibly can so he can go on to the next person so that he can continue receiving his check. So that's injustice because some people aren't guilty. Everybody that goes up there is not guilty. But some people are, and the evidence will show that they are. But how much injustice is done when a man commits so many crimes and the evidence clearly say that he done it and society say he's innocent? I'll be in here joking sometimes and I really don't know if it's a joke or not. And I say I might run in 2028 because I feel like after this next presidency, y'all gonna be glad to see me. But the fact of the matter is politicians are politicians. And a lot of times you'll find politicians who, they tell you one thing, but they get up there and they do another. They tell you one thing, and then they get up there and they take the money. And that's what politics does. But I believe that there's room for true politicians. Now, all of them are politicians. Some say, I'm not a politician. Well, you're politicking when you get up there and you start putting red against blue and black against white. That's politicking. So it would make a difference, but what you find is a lot of times government try to control people by putting black against white, putting rich against poor, And what you find is that that's what would take place in that situation where when you want to hold them accountable, what happens is now you start finding people who believe in one thing that don't believe in another. So it's hard to get the unity. You'll find people who say, I believe in, for instance, abortion. Then you have another group say, I don't believe in abortion. So there's friction there. And you can't get unity to come together to hold the politicians accountable because of people's beliefs. That's a hard thing to do. But if everybody can get on the same page, especially in my community, if everybody can get on the same page and agree on the simple facts that injustice should be one of the key issues that a politician should address. Housing should be one of the key issues that a politician should address. The economic conditions in the neighborhood should be one of the conditions that validate a politician. But a lot of times they pass the buck. They pass the ball in somewhere else, or they'll distract you over here with something to get your mind off of reality that, yes, you're not receiving $15 minimum wage. They mentioned it, so everybody, I even thought, surely everybody's getting $15 now. Absolutely not. It still is $7. So that's a problem. That's a problem. But when they mentioned it in Washington, what happened? Ingles went up on the bread. Grocery stores went up on the food just by the mention of that. The economy went up, but the wages are still low. The wages are still low. So that's a problem. That's a problem, especially when you already got a lot of issues in the community already, such as injustice, such as education, such as housing, such as just being able to pay your bills in a city that the property is pretty high. Housing is a real bad issue for black people in Asheville, North Carolina. They can't afford the property. It's so poor folk. And see, the thing about poor folk, again, politicians plays a role. You put the tall one against the short one, the light skinned one against the dark skinned one. You put the poor against the rich. And so poor folk get so confused in all the stuff that they fail to realize that you're poor just like me. You don't have anything. But you will vote against your best interest because of some things that you believe in. You're still driving the same raggedy car. You're still driving the same raggedy pickup truck with rust spots on it and can't afford tires on it and gas to put in it. You're still poor. What's different? There's nothing different but your belief system that you've been taught wrongly. So you have to change your belief system and open up to what is real and what is reality and what is new. Sometimes people would rather live in a familiar hell than to change for the unknown.
I would agree with that. So, sir, what is your name and what do you think about the conversation we're having?
I'm just listening. What you say is absolutely correct. It's not really injustice, a lot of things that need to be done, but it's up to the people. To the people grab hold to their rights, which we, the people of the United States, run the country until that happens. But as long as they continue to keep us divided, we'll continue to live and have the same conditions or worse. So that's what's going on.
It's pretty good. I mean, I feel like we've been asking for reparations for a long time. You know, I mean, it's more a problem. I feel like, you know, like really in the inner cities. That'd be my thing. It's like the inner cities is like people too hungry. People ain't got. Oh, okay. It's like people really hungry, man. People ain't got nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep. Like babies starving, babies ain't got no diapers. People robbing stores just to get some medicine, get locked up, 10 to 15 just to try to get some medicine, you know what I mean? But that'd be my thing. I'm from Louisiana, so, you know, it's different, right?
So do you
I mean, I don't feel like the opportunity was never there. Yeah, I feel like even if I still would have paid attention, you know, I'm a college dropout, but that's my choice. I feel like even if I still would have went to college, you know what I mean? I feel like I would have been better off on my own. I don't really feel like it's, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like it ain't that valuable no more. Like, you just better off taking your chance. I don't know, I feel like we've been asked for way too long. We ain't seen nothing. Like, for real, man, like, mama's crying, baby's crying. You hear it in the music. Turn on the news, people dying every day. I mean, man, like, they say freedom of speech, like, freedom of speech ain't a thing no more. Like you go too hard, they gon', you know what I mean? So it's like, we been talking, man. Martin Luther King been talking, bro, like, a long time ago, man. I got hope in myself and what I do for my legacy, but as far as the government, no. As far as the education, no. Like, I'd rather stay in the barbershop, take my chances, honestly. Because college ain't finna help me. You can learn anything you want on YouTube or whatever. Like, I better ask my mom for advice then. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden and Trump. You know what I mean? I just ain't, it's been the same thing for a long time. Like, this ain't nothing new to nobody. Like we've been going through this, man. Grandmas, great grandmas. Like, I mean, it's hope, but I don't think so, man. Not with me. The thing together, like, the people or the government. I mean, I feel like the people, like, the thing about it, a lot of our people so broken, it's like, it ain't, you feel me, they can't even lift themselves up no more. It's like once the system beat you up so much and you ain't got nowhere to sleep, ain't got nothing to eat, your kids starving, it's like we ain't even worried about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm hungry, you feel me? It's like, that's what it is. It's like, the people, it's like the people down, man. It's not the fact that they don't want to, like people can't lift themselves up no more. It's 500 years later. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, it's like the people that's still that's still in the game, you know what I'm saying? And the people that's not. It's like people just that far down, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not a bad thing because, you know, we was born into all this stuff. You know, like, I was born in 98. So it's like, you know what I mean?
98.
I was born in 98.
Whoa, you a baby.
Yeah, I know. Man, I think it's gonna take a true leader. And I ain't talking about a politician, I ain't talking about just anything we seen, something that we ain't never seen before, man. Like a real true leader, like somebody with the plan, like that's it, man. Just a real true leader. You know, I feel like a leader gonna lead and you just step into it and the people gonna follow. Like everybody ain't gonna agree. Some people just too down. Some people gonna support you. Some people not. But if that's your purpose, man, that's your purpose.
What if a common goal was the leader? Like, you put a goal, like, regardless of who, what, us as a people, basically poor people in America. It's a goal over here that we need to hit. And regardless of what you believe, where you from, how much money you got, whatever, if you know this goal is the truth, and that's what we need to hit, that should be what leads everybody. Because people, we're going to be people. Humans going to do human stuff, and people going to make a mistake. But that's what, I mean, like, how you feel about that? Like, it's, regardless of what, this is our goal. If he come up and he's the one leading us and he fall off, we still go towards the goal. We feeling like, you know what I'm saying, we ain't in agreement. We definitely in agreement about this goal. That's what I feel like. What do you think about that? Because, you know what I'm saying, it's, you younger than me, and it's really a vision of, it's really like for you, put it that way. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even for me though.
I mean, the goal might be different for everybody. I feel like stuff like peace and stability, you feel me, shouldn't be too hard to acquire no more.
Yeah.
Like stability and peace. You feel me? That should be in everybody's life. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like how you work 40 hours a week and you still broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. It's like the goal might be different from everybody. Really? True. It's like he a business owner. I'm not. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like his goals might be, his reparations might want some loans or something. It's like, you go back to the city, people hurting, bro. Like, that's my thing.
I'm beginning to hate that word, loan. Loan me something. Just give me what's mine.
Yeah.
Give me what's mine. Why must I go into slavery all over again trying to pay back something that should be mine in the first place? And as he said, you know, people starving, people hungry, mama crying, baby crying. So my thing is this. Now I'm a peaceful man. I'm a peaceful man. I'm a associate pastor over the Tri-Stone Baptist Church. So I believe in peace. But Tupac Shakur said himself. Tupac said, if I knock on the door and I ask you, I'm hungry, let me eat. You say, come back later. I knock on the door again, I say, I'm hungry, let me eat. You say, come back later. The third time I knock on the door, I'm kicking in the door, blasting. That's what Tupac said. Now, you want a good leader, he said a leader. Now that leader can be an organization, it can be an individual, but it must be a leader. Why not me? I'm peaceful. I believe in justice and equality for all people. For all people. I believe in diversity. And yes, a lot of people say, well, it was done back then, but it was done back then. I wasn't a part of it. Okay. But what's done today, you are a part of it.
Yeah.
And if you can't address the issues that happened then the problem isn't with the people who went through, it's with you. You got to address those things before you can go ahead. You first must admit that there was a problem then, and we're not going to go back there. Justice and equality is for all people. God created us all equal. If you peel the skin off me, you'll see it's pink me. If you peel the skin off anybody, you'll see it's pink me. So he created us all equal. We all bleed red. But do you have integrity? Do you know what is right and what is wrong? Today in this society, people seem like it's watered down. Well, I don't think that he did this and I don't think he did that. But the evidence says this. The court of law says this. When I go in front of the court, they tell me where the jury said you're guilty. And whatever the jury said, that's it. There is no appeal for me. They say you can appeal, but during my appeal process, I must go on the bus. I must be handcuffed, put in another suit, and I must go to prison to work on what the sentence that the judge said. How can it be that you get found guilty and we're gonna let you go home, live in your luxury home? We're gonna let you do whatever you chose to do, muddy up the judge's name, threaten the judge's wife, and all kinds of stuff. That's not right. We know what's right and we know what's wrong. And today, that's what's wrong with society. People don't know, act like they, grown folk act like they don't know what's right and what's wrong. Absolutely correct. You have, you know, some people in some households have been taught. They watch how mama think, they watch how daddy think, and they think that's fact. That's sealed in concrete. But just because mama and daddy do it, once you become an adult, you know what's right and you've learned what's right and what's wrong. And I mean, my mama, that was my foundation. My mama, I grew up in a single family home. I never had a dad. I determined that my son would never raise up like that. My son is 14 now, and I've been in this life. All my kids, I've been in their life. So a dad should be in the home, but many homes don't have a father figure in the home. And so that is a problem, because there should be a balance there. And the dad must have integrity. The dad must know, first of all, what's right or what's wrong. Otherwise, the kid pick up what the dad is teaching him, and then the kid goes astray. So now, so many children in America have grown up to be young adults or men or women, and they turn out to be killers. They turn out, you didn't know the killer was living in your house. All the guns that you showed him and taught him how to shoot, and you saw how he was thinking, the way you manipulated his mind, and you didn't know he was a killer. You trained him. Now it's society's fault because you raised a killer and they got him. He's went into daycare and killed so many kids, or went into church and shot up people. It's what a person is taught in the home that makes a world of a difference. Not only that, but it goes back again to what are your kids being taught in school. Kid, you try to discipline today, and the first thing kids say, I'm calling 911. Because the school system tells them if your mom hit you, if your dad abused you, that's the difference between abuse and discipline.
Yeah, it is.
But they have muddied that up, and they have watered that down, and your discipline can turn overnight into abuse, and you can find yourself on the other side of the justice system just for spanking your child. That's sad. It's sad. But it does begin in the home, but it's an opposition there. It's a pull of the child away from the parent, listening to the parent. See, when I grew up, you didn't run your mouth. Not to mama. Not to an adult, period. You respected your elders. Yes, I was taught that. And that same things that I was taught then, I use today. Because it's the right thing. And you learn as you become an adult, is that right, what I was taught? And I realized that, well, it is right. Mama used to say, respect to take you a long way in life. It will take you a long way in life. And so I taught that to my son. And he's a very respectful young man at the age of 14. He's at Duke University today in the youth showcase. He'll be down there 4 days playing in the youth showcase. And he's excited, and I'm just as excited as he is. This is the second time they've invited him back. And that comes from hard work, hard sweat, few tears. It's not easy raising a child. We have to somehow distract them, first of all, from reality. Because reality can be cruel, hard,
No, it is.
and change the way a person thinks. What I want to do is take his eyes off what's going on around the city, around the community. For instance, I see the police operating in like Livingston Street area or in West Asheville. I watch them operate, and they call it community policing or whatever. And they are snatching people off the street. Some have weapons on them. But I've seen a man walk right through the center of downtown with a rifle, and nobody stopped him and questioned him at all. So what's going on there? So I have to distract him in a sense to the injustices that's going on and keep him focused on where I need him to go to achieve success, to make a difference in his community, to make a difference in his life so that he can go forward in life rather than to feel, as he said, there is no hope. That's a bad place to be in. Because if I keep telling you I'm hungry and nobody's feeding me, then I gotta resort to some unethical or some unright tactics in order to eat. I gotta eat. My family gotta eat. He said, we've been asking for reparations for years, and nothing's happened. Asheville probably is the closest city in the United States that's trying to make this happen. 15 years. I wonder how many people died during that time.
I mean,
Hope is young. Hope's probably, what, 26?
Yeah, turned 26 a couple
years
weeks.
old. And for a man to feel that there is no hope at 26 years old, as he said, Martin Luther King, he taught. You had Malcolm X who taught. You had so many civil rights leaders who taught. And they're still talking. They're still talking.
Yeah, but
we got comfortable with a paycheck because we have a little better job. Still unequal wages.
they're still going to the same
We got
housing
comfortable
yeah.
because we can use the same restroom, but still I don't own any property. We got comfortable, so comfortable and complacent that we're eating a little bit better, but still I can't afford the groceries in the grocery store. So without the proper income, without the proper wages, without unequal wages is a problem.
Yeah.
And so
No problem.
for young black people, I often recommend go to college, get you a trade. Because if you get the trade, then you can do your apprenticeship and you can master that trade, then you can open up your own business. Now your destiny lies in your hand. That is true. And I often teach my child, I tell him that you need to save. You need to save. Convenience hurts the black community. It does. When you put the money and don't replace it back into the community. But it goes outside of the community. See, those monies is power.
It is power.
If everybody would get those monies and dictate what we are going to do and what we're not going to do, then you can control the powers that be. Because everybody wants your money. But we must save, and we must. I teach my child that. For instance, I need to go to the dollar store. Well, they're already rich, son. We need to save this money. We need to hold on to this money. And so I ask him, is what you want to buy, do you need it? Do you really need it, or you want it? And a lot of times he don't buy it because he just wants it.
As far as what?
Do you have children?
Nah. I'm finna turn 26 in 3 weeks.
Okay.
July 7th. Yeah, well, I don't have no kids though. So I'm out here by myself though, my family. Back home, Kansas City. I mean, I'm from Louisiana, but my mom's in Kansas City and everybody else back home. Louisiana.
The young man has a job. The young man has his own apartment.
Yep. My future good. I mean, my concern is like everybody back home, but it's not just home because every inner city that's across America is actually the same.
Yeah.
So it's not just home, it's everywhere. Every inner city. That's my concern. It's like, I mean, I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? But what about them? You know what I mean? And I mean, when I say them, it's not just the community because it's family, friends. I mean, it's everybody.
So what is your thoughts about building generational wealth?
I feel like, as far as what, the community or like your family?
No.
Oh, I feel like you do it for your family first, take care of your family. But if you blessed to take care of your family and still have more, then I feel like it's an obligation at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody need $500 million. You know what I mean? Nobody on this planet need that. If you blessed to make 3 or 5 or 10 million, and you got 500 coming in a year, like I feel like you're obligated, man. You know what I mean? Because expenses only cost so much, but it ain't no limit to how much money you commit. You know what I mean? So if you blessed, then I feel like you're obligated. But take care of yourself, then take care of your family first. And then that's, you know. But the thing is, it ain't nothing back home, man. Like it ain't no good jobs, it ain't no community centers. All they got is Little League. That's about it. You know what I mean? They got Little League, and that's about it. I can't even really think of nothing else. They got a few parks in the neighborhoods, but outside Little League, it ain't nothing else for the kids to do. So they look at the kids and be like, why bro got the strap and stuff? Like that man hungry, bro. Like that man hungry ain't eat, his mom ain't eat. And if he got a gun, what you expect him to do? Like where you get the gun from? Who making the gun? Like let's talk about that. You feel me?
Right.
Like he ain't make the gun. He got it from. You feel me? So it's like.
And who brought it into the neighborhood?
Exactly. So it ain't that man's fault. That man got a gun, which he didn't make. He hungry. He not old enough to make his own money. His mom working 40 hours a week, and the check still ain't enough. Pops ain't there. So what that man supposed to do? And he gonna make his own decision, and he throw his whole life away. And people on the outside looking in like he did something. Like that man a part of his environment, bro. Like literally, but it's on all levels. Like I'm blessed to even be in Asheville, bro. Like I could have still been back home. You feel what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that, bro. It's like people. It's like man. It's like people worry about this stuff, but you feel me?
They're not seeing that day to day.
Exactly. They got people on these corners, all drugs who can't get it. It don't make sense how a drug addict go to jail for taking drugs, bro. Why you don't send that man to rehab, bro? Yeah. You gonna put this man in jail for taking drugs? He ain't harming nobody but himself. So what is he doing wrong? And who made the stuff? Like if you want to talk about that, real scientists. And do y'all know real scientists? Come on, man. So come on, bro. And they put it in your face, bro. They told you where the crack came from. They just dropped Snowfall, bro. Yeah. They tell you where it came from, so it's the history of peace and stuff, bro. You feel me? Yeah. Come on, man. It's like the stuff we going through right now, they gonna be dropping the stuff in 10, 15 years, talking about these perks, these leans. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. There's method. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. We've been going through this 500 years, bro. That's how I feel. They killed MLK, that man wasn't gonna harm nobody. His whole protest was peaceful. That man died. They killed Malcolm X, and he wasn't peaceful. So that just goes to show you both sides. No matter what you do, they gonna come at you.
He was peaceful, Malcolm X. He was defending himself.
I mean, he was, but they pushed that man
To defend himself.
yeah. So, but that goes to show you, like, no matter what you feel, like, they not gonna, you feel me? That's all we got, because they not gonna help us. We gotta help ourselves.
No, ain't nobody gonna give us nothing.
Exactly. That's why I understand the reparations. Like, I understand reparations for, like, business and stuff, but what about these babies and these people? Like,
But
what about
that's
them?
another
Like,
thing that they're talking about with reparations. It's about child care, to make sure that mom has some place to take her kid.
I feel like that should be number one, man. I feel like, man, bro, they print money, bro. That's how I feel, bro. Money,
They do.
money come from trees at the end of the day. You feel me? So if you want to change the whole world, you can. Yeah, what's stopping you? It's like money could fund all these construction companies to build all this and all that. So, come on, man. It make you think it's more to it. Because if money run the world and they got the power and they printing money, what's in the way?
They can't buy their $40 million boat though if they helping the
Come on.
people float.
That's what I'm saying. It make you think it's more to the story, though.
Yeah, it's,
You feel what I'm saying? They say go to school, go to college, and get a job. If you do that, you're gonna be broke. Unless you a doctor, a lawyer, or something. But if you ain't one of them,
Broke too.
you're gonna be broke. That's why I say I'm better off in taking my chance. I sit in the barbershop and figure it out. You feel me? Like, it's like everything they taught us.
Actually-
Yeah. But I ain't signed up to be a barber though. I was hungry though. That's the thing. Like, I was hurting. You feel me? Like, I was doing what they told me to do, and I dropped out of college, bro. Cause I started. You feel me? It's like a trap almost, bro. It was the fact I was broke and spending 8 hours at school, and it's the fact that it's gonna take 4 to 6 years to even get a degree, not even include like grad school or anything else.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna be broke till I'm 30.
what was
But-
your major?
I mean, the thing about it is just like when you come from these cities, bro. You think college the only way. If you don't get the D1 deal or if you ain't no rapping athlete, you think college the only way. So you just go in head first.
Yeah.
It's like I was just going because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Like, it wasn't no, I wanted to do this or that. Like, I was hungry, so I went to college because that's what they told me to do.
Yeah.
So when
Nobody
I-
ever really gave you a plan for what
Exactly.
you got.
Exactly, and I'm 18, fresh out of school.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, at this point, it's like, all right, I'm gonna be broke till I'm 30, but I'm starving. Like, you feel me? It's like I'm gonna spend 8 hours at the school, but I'm hungry. You feel me?
Your life happening fast.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, I dropped out, bro, and went to barber school. I'm looking at it like, barber school take 1 year. This is gonna take 6 to 8 or however long, and that's if I do it on the right amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like, what sound better to you? You know what I mean? I mean, I like the profession, but it's a stepping stone, honestly. I can't stay here forever because I ain't signed up to be a barber. Like I said, I was hungry. Like, that's the reason why I'm in. Cause I was hungry, and you look around, you need $500, ain't nobody got 500 to give you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like, now your car break down, you gotta walk the rest 2 or 3 weeks. Like, that's why I signed up, bro. You feel me? It's not because I grew up wanting to be a barber. I just want some money, bro. Like, I was hungry, bro, you feel me? Now, but back then, it wasn't the reason why I started. You know what I mean?
You know,
Like, now,
sometimes
because
that-
I've been in it for 6 years, going on 6, but that wasn't why I started. I mean, my whole brand gonna be focused on giving back. Like I'm finna launch my website, and I'm finna launch some products and some clothes and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole purpose is to give it back. Like, if I make so much money, this going back automatic. You know what I mean? I feel like an individual don't need that much money, bro. I feel once I get it fully organized, you know, like right now the main focus is raising funds, you know, because you can't do nothing without the money. But that's the main focus, is to get some money. But all that's gonna come, you know, if I get blessed enough, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, everything gonna drop. Website finna drop in a couple weeks. So, I mean, but the whole brand is based on giving back. It's like I'm just gonna, it's like it's about the message. I'm gonna push the message, and I'm gonna have the products attached to it to generate the revenue to get back. You feel what I'm saying? But the whole point is the message, though. You know what I mean?
What's the name of it?
It's gonna be Mook CB. Mook TB, like my name and TB, but the TB is Mook the Barber. And the reason why is because that's where it started at, bro. Dropped out of college, went to the barbershop. And it's like, but it's like, I feel like that's going, you see Mook TB coming down the street, it's going to be like, yeah, he was a barber.
Yeah.
He started from nothing, you know what I mean? If he could do it, I could do it too. You know what I mean? Like a barber ain't no athlete or nothing. You ain't finna get no $1 million check. So it's like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like Mook TB.
Yeah, that's kind of like I was saying, like when I was coming up, you hear about doctor, lawyer, you know what I'm saying, all that, but in my era, you know, I was a teenager in the 90s and stuff. I'm seeing dudes on the corner, you know what I'm saying, they got thousands of dollars. My homeboy came to 9th grade with a 6-7 Impala candy painted, got it for his 16th birthday from his uncles and them, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I saw. So I'm like, yeah, I hear the job stuff, I hear this, but they really get money over here. So that's what I feel what you're saying, like with the Mook TV, you showing people, hey, yeah, he's up doing this and he was a barber. And he don't, you know what I'm saying, he didn't sell dope, he wasn't robbing, he wasn't finessing, you know what I'm saying, doing scams and that. He was just a barber and cooking and boom.
Man, I just want people to know, bro, because I'm from the city, bro, and it's like, I just want people to know, man, if I can do it, they can do it, man.
Yeah.
Because that's it, bro. And it's like, but our people so low, man. Like, that's why I gotta, that's what the brand about, because it's about taking it global instead. A barbershop, you only reaching the local. Like, you ain't reaching too far. You know what I mean? What I mean by that, like 85% of these people coming in live up the street saying, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just the reach different, you know? Yeah. It's like, so you take Asheville and surrounding cities, that's 90% of everybody coming in here, you know? Yeah. So it's like, that's what the brand about, to reach far.
So you sitting there with a man that's got a brand that's global overnight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a pretty good team.
Yeah,
He's on my team.
Yeah.
He's in media and marketing. So it's Hugo. Hugo's in media and marketing. Okay. So it's marketing and logistics and brand manager. And then we have Leanne in shipping and handling. Yeah. Then we have 2 outside investors. One is operations and one is sales.
So is it like everybody in here is invested in the product kind of?
Pretty much everybody. We got 5 of us in-house.
Okay. So this really all of y'all's vision come together kind of. Your master plan and everybody
got the factory and I got the diagrams and inventing of the clipper. And then I brought the team together. So that we all is a part of it. And I mean, we can say we sell 10,000. That's my first goal. I love to sell 20,000. So 10,000, we're looking at $1.6 million. Yeah. And that's doable. That's not unrealistic.
No, that's not unrealistic.
Yeah. So that's, well, I guess because you started in the factory to hit that number, that's reinvest.
Yeah. And it's no different than street mentality.
Yeah.
Just like barbering is no different than hustling on the corner.
Right.
Stand here long enough for 20 something.
Thank you.
But I ain't got to worry about the police coming. I ain't got to worry about nobody knocking on my door, waking me up late at night.
Yeah.
And me dealing with the justice system.
Yeah.
So I can stand right here and hustle and can't nobody do nothing. Nobody know me in urban news. It was called Against All Odds.
Yeah.
And the article was really real because it was against all odds that I'm still standing right here where I'm standing today. Yeah. And I mean, dealing with trouble in my early childhood. First of all, my parents selling out to urban renewal. And back then.
Do you think they sold out, or do you really think they had a choice?
I think that they were conned into believing that there was hope. And so, rather than living in the dilapidated housing that we were living with, because we were poor, but rather living in those houses, they showed them a new apartment, brand new. Nobody never lived there. And we went into Erskine Street, what is Erskine Street. It was brand spanking new. It was hay on the ground, red mud and hay, and that smell of newness.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing about central air conditioning back then. We used newspapers to kill the flies. So, and they sold out in thinking there was hope.
Yeah.
And it only to find out that it was a curse, a generational curse that we endured for over 30, 40 years.
Robbing you of the value
and
of
I am a
property.
product of that, and against all odds, I survived. Without a father, getting in trouble with the legal and the justice system, and overcoming that in spite of continuing doing the little things I was doing that could have put me away and could have really hurt me, because the laws are designed to hurt you today. 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
So what happened was I changed. And it was an act of God. They don't even know what happened today. They're just looking at it in awe like, wow. But that's all God who changed me, my thinking, the way I operate and the way I do things. It was necessary to be where I am at today. But against all odds, here I am. The system wasn't created to allow me to escape the system or the holes that they had on me and to be where I am today. Today I employ white people as well as Spanish people and black people, all people. As you can see, our motto is a community dedicated to beauty and diversity. Yes, we have been done wrong, but do 2 wrongs make a right? No. But we need to work on what can make us feel like there was an attempt to right some wrongs. And we've yet to see that. We know it's being worked on, but there's good people working on it. But how long will that take? Don't do that. And I was glad to see Barack Obama go into office. He was the first black president.
Official black president.
But I emailed his office. He was coming through Asheville. I emailed his office over and over again, asking him to stop by. I'm a young black entrepreneur on the south side. Just had bought that business, and he was coming right past the shop, I found out, to go to the billboard.
Yeah.
Stop. They rolled right past my shop. I come here, and I just do what I know to do is right, and get a phone call, and I thought it was a prank call. He said, this is so-and-so in the governor's office. And we heard about what you're doing in Asheville, and the governor admires you, and he's proud of you. He wants you to know he's proud of you, and he wants to come visit you and meet you. Unless he's running for senator, I didn't think he was politicking, because he's still the governor. This happened like a year or so ago. And he can't run for governor again. This is his last term. But I was like, the contrast of that. Here's a white man who said, I heard about you, I'm proud of you, and I want to come meet you. He implemented a law here called Phase 2. He did a press briefing here and wanted me to start the press briefing off. And because of the trouble I got in when I was younger, I was able to ask him personally, face to face, will you pardon me? And he said, yes, he would. My file is on his desk right now, waiting for him to sign off on it. Whether he sign it or he don't, it doesn't matter. I've changed my life, and I'm still the same person that he met when he came. I still got to do what I got to do to take care of my family, to make sure my employees have a roof over their head and a job that they can come to. But I feel good about, many people pay lawyers $5 to get their file on that desk. And they said it'll stay there until he make a decision. If he don't get amnesia, I believe he'll sign off on it.
It's still a good thing to have in your own personal history book.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was able to, my hard work was able to be seen by the governor to where this could be off of my name.
He passed thousands of business coming from Raleigh to here. He could have stopped at either one of those things. But he came to Legends Bar and Beauty. And those are the pictures on the wall right there of me, the governor. You see the lieutenant governor, you see, let's see, North Carolina House of Representatives, Brian. You see Mountain Beach Work, Chamber of Commerce, Al Whiteside, the county commissioner. So, and a lot of those guys, I had no doubt were politics. But I really felt that the governor was, I don't know who set that up. I don't know how my name got on his desk. I don't know how he came here. It could have been a story that was published in AB Tech. When the Barber College, me and Dr. King was discussing the Barber College to be established at AB Tech, and then they had me and him on the front of the AB Tech magazine that went out to every resident's house in Buffalo. I don't know how my name got on it, but I do know that good things pay when you put hard work behind with a good attitude and professional ethics and being good to all people. It pays off. Now, I believe this. When I came here and established Legends, I believe that I was doing my community a great justice, because I felt like that we deserved something good, and I wanted to build the best barbershop I could. I didn't have that much money. I started with like $5,000 in my pocket. I didn't have that much money, but God multiplied it, and when I counted the receipts up for tax purposes, I had $20,000 in receipts. Where did the money come from? These were receipts from Lowe's and places like that that show that I had bought items and I had tore all the walls out in here and rebuilt it the way that it is today. That's all God. That's all God. I believe that, and I'm going to stick by that, and that's how I am successful. I give all credit to God.
Well, you gotta have faith in something.
You do. Got to. Gotta have faith. Without faith, you're not going to move. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. So you gotta have faith. So I believe that the reparations committee is a good thing. I believe that reparations is long overdue. I believe that people who suffered, or people who died and was deprived of the basic elements to live human life to its fullest, they should be compensated. They should be compensated. Now, what that compensation look like, I don't know, but it seems like it's been a battle to come up with monies to compensate those who deserve to be compensated. And then you ask the question, how much is enough? Well, out of all that was done, you cannot compensate the families or the people who endured all of that evil. How can you compensate them? Enough isn't enough. But you can make a good gesture by giving them something. That's right. That is true. So you got to change the system. You got to change the way the system operates. But you must first implement people who have integrity. People who are honest. People who are devoted to the basic principles of every man's right should be equal. Not just some, but all people should have justice and equality. Not just some, but all people should have the right to buy a piece of property and to have a nice house sit on it. All the land we got, we can't allow just a portion of 25-30% of blacks to own houses. The fact of the matter is that's way low.
Yeah.
In this city, how many blacks own houses and how many whites own houses? And you hate to say it that way, but you must compare to see if there is any injustice there.
No, it's great injustice.
So those are things that we need. Housing, I guarantee you, worry the majority of Americans, if not all. Because everybody can't afford a house. Many people, that's the basic necessity. I want to keep a roof over my child's head. I get up early in the morning and I go whether I feel like it or not so I can keep a roof over my child's head. That's important to me. Do I own property in Asheville? No. So again, it's necessary to have the right people in place to vote according to your interest, for your best interest.
That's right.
In order to get it done. That's a tall task. That's a tall task, especially in Buncombe County, in the state of North Carolina. which have predominantly been a red state, Republican, so that's a hard thing. Can it be done? Yes, all things can be done, but we first must, I think, reach young people and convince them into voting. Young people feel like they don't want to vote because ain't nothing going to change, ain't nothing going to happen. That's a terrible mindset, but because if you don't vote, then nothing is going to happen. Again, we must reach young people and try to get them to vote. That is so important. Every vote counts. This election right here for president, if young people do not come out and vote, they're going to find themselves facing worse hardship than they ever seen in their life. And they don't understand that. They like, we've already had it hard. What more can they do? Well, they can make it worse for you. It's important that we get young people to vote. How do we get that to happen? I don't know. But we must find out a way to reach young people and coerce them into voting.
I think that people
Through being unity.
Yeah.
People got to come together for unity.
Yeah.
And there's a great divide just in unity. People don't want to come together for some reason. I'm not sure if they've been taught that, instilled within them, but we must come together and trust each other in unity. Together we can accomplish anything that we chose to accomplish. There's strength in unity. So we must come together in unity in order to achieve anything. Without that, the task is hard. Yeah.
He knew Philip Cooper, and he said he's riding the second chance.
47, starting all the way over. But I'm like a leader, one in a million. I didn't have to start from the bottom. That's what I've been doing, and I'm continuing to do. Stay out of trouble.
So you think that Operation Outreach is important to the community?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the main thing with that being said, we're going to have to take away some of those old fines and stuff like that from democracy that have been taken or left to basically just sit there and mold and wait on us to get out. So you really have to start with nothing, and then you got bills and fines to pay 10, 15 years ago when they should be done. You know, you done did your time for your crime, let everything go.
Well, you know, America's the only country in the world that once you do your time, they still keep you hemmed up. Every place else, you do the time, you're done.
I did 8.5 years, first offense. Never got in any trouble. You know, so it is what it is. I ain't crying and whining about it. But at the same time, I don't feel as though it's right.
No, it's not.
The recommend and all that kind of stuff, I don't fall in the category. My kids are grown and gone out of the house. I got a 14-year-old. Like I said, I'm lucky, one in a million. Started from the bottom now. Yeah. Will it matter?
Yeah, it will matter.
To who?
It's going.
I might sound selfish, but I got everything I need. I'm on that type of time right now because I done suffered for mine and I'm good now. So.
Yeah, but you got a 14-year-old.
Absolutely.
Coming
She's
up.
gonna have to get it how she lives. I told all my kids that.
But don't you want her to have for it to be an easier process for her?
What would make that easier for a new president to be in there that says he's gonna do this and do that?
No.
What law are you talking about in particular that would affect my daughter? That's why as a parent, I'm gonna have her already set up for that, but she ain't gotta get no loan. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you're gonna do these crimes, you better save some money from the situation.
But don't you think that should be a right for anybody black in America, whether they
It ain't about black or white. Anybody in America should have that right.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But it ain't gonna never change. It ain't been changing. What do you think gonna make it change now?
Voting changes things.
The only thing that changes is a suit and the person sitting in the seat. That's all that changes.
But see, when we give away our power, things
We
remain
had
the
a black
same.
president did the same thing as a white president. Lied. It is what it is. Deal with it. I mean, he did a couple things amazing. So did Trump.
So, I
He's
mean,
white.
but think about it. As with all the opposition that
I
he
might
had
be the
as
wrong
a
person to
president.
talk to. It's not really into the. A person got to get out and get it. Ain't nobody supposed to give you nothing. If you go to work, you ain't got to ask nobody for nothing. What you got to ask for?
I got to ask for money to repair this. I got to ask for money.
You doing some extracurricular activities.
And
You got to ask somebody.
but you got to make it sometimes. That's how it is.
Or living
Like,
above your means.
why should your means be stuck in a place? If
Why
you
should
got
you
to,
overload yourself and then ask somebody for help?
because you got to go to it. Sometimes
One
it takes,
thing don't outweigh the other.
sometimes it,
You
when
gotta be able to ride in your lane and deal with that. But they gotta be realistic. You can't drive a Porsche and work at Burger King, bro. That's right.
we still got to live. Well, you
Nah,
got
if
to,
you're not gonna help maintain or build, you're not gonna do that.
now this,
What kind of money are you looking for? Something to build a house with?
Yeah,
Or buy
America
clothes?
is the house.
Because if everybody get a check, you know what's gonna happen? Jordan gonna get richer. The car lot's gonna get richer. You're gonna be in the
That's-
same boat.
we can build our businesses.
Education only leads you so far. Everybody with education need a job. I believe in somebody needs to have a trade where they work with their hands
But
and
that's
work for
education.
themselves.
But that's education.
That's training. That's not really education. That's guidance. That's actually getting up away from the TV or the PlayStation or the Xbox or the refrigerator and learning something. And at the same time, parents taking the time out to teach or to explain. I was brought up in the house with both parents. I ain't got no excuse for going to prison like I did. I made bad choices. And I'm the type of person, if I did it, I did it, and it's done, and there ain't no reason to cry about it. Don't nobody owe me nothing.
yeah.
I wasn't a slave, so they don't owe me for that. My ancestors was. What they gonna give me? A horse and a mule or a land? I don't want none of that, because I ain't gonna put no garden on it, and I'm not gonna keep feeding that horse.
What if your kids wanted to do that though?
What's that?
What if your kids wanted to do that?
If that's what they want, that's their choice.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
but
against
if you had the
anybody
opportunity
they
to,
want to do.
if you had the opportunity to get it for them, and you're like, I'm not gonna do nothing with this, but y'all might. That's what.
I'm not
that's
gonna
the-
stand in line for a horse or something. They can go stand in line.
And that's what we're trying to do, make the line so people
I done stood in
can
the
have
line
a choice.
8.5 years waiting to use the bathroom. I ain't standing in no more line. I don't want nobody to give me nothing. I'm a worker now. And they got a fair chance. Everybody born has a fair chance. It's your choices and decisions that alter that. Period. For homeless people to have a place to go, but they would mess that up. I would love for everybody to have something, but ain't nobody living right no more. There's too much devil and no God.
Find their seed the same.
Never happened, especially with our race, there's too much greediness and hate. Because if one person get it and the other one ain't got it, they're either going to take it or figure out a way to mess it up. If you get yours first and don't get mine, not me particularly, I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
saying-
happy for you, salute you.
Yeah.
But most of the time it ain't like that.
It's you got to.
Only people that stick together is Asians and Mexicans. They agree with that. That's what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's
Because those are the ones that suffered. We ain't suffered. We might have suffered in the aspect that we didn't have this or have that growing up. That ain't really suffering as long as you got a plate on the table,
Yeah.
roof over your head, you ain't suffering.
Yeah.
When one of us get in a higher position, we look down on everybody and don't help them.
Yeah.
Don't help them. That's the sad situation. Do it, say that's what they're going to do
Yeah.
and not do it, and they still
You
get
got
money.
to try. It's a different way to do things now, though. That's why it take a lot of
want
effort.
something, it's possible no matter what color you are, where you're from. If you want it, you can go out and get it legally. I ain't even been out of prison a year yet, and I'm good.
Achieve
Nobody do
and
nothing
just
to pay my bills.
yeah.
Good. Nobody give me nothing. You gotta want it. If you don't want nothing, you ain't gonna have nothing.
Yeah. You also got a skill though.
And when you know better, you do better.
You also got a skill. You know what I'm saying? That's another
Right,
difference.
when I was in prison, there was 20 people in the prison system. They pick throughout North Carolina prison system. There's 20 people that they pick every 2 years to take that barbering program.
Anybody got to walk in? We ain't got to walk.
I think Leanne's gone. But they picked 20 people throughout all of the prisons in North Carolina to take a 2-year class barbering. That's something I wanted to do. Luckily, I made it in. Only 6 of us graduated, and every one of us was black.
Where's the Hornet? Yeah, the dude with the original dude that was doing that class died. He made sure it was like people that was,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, going
He
through.
died. I was the last class Mr. Dow had.
Yeah. Because he drove that Mercedes. I was on ICP up there when they did it, when he was teaching up there. But yeah, that's like I say, it's when you come out with a skill and you got an opportunity, you got a vision. But see, that's another thing.
Gotta have a plan.
They're talking about doing
It's like the phone companies. They love to take care of new customers, but the old customers, they left them.
Yeah, I mean, but you already been paying you. But see, that's what she's talking about, like what they're about to do in the city. When they make this incubator thing for your business and all that, that needs to be something that happens in all black and brown communities, so that people know when I come here, I'm gonna learn this. This is available. That's happening. This is happening.
Just like the nightclub, it won't last. Be just like the nightclub, it won't last.
That's not
What? Oh, you talking about around here? That nightclub ain't. The government don't put the nightclub here.
What I'm saying is, it'll get messed up by either somebody wanting to sleep there or take everything that's in there. And people ain't living right. Like I said, it ain't enough guys. Too much government. Until God comes back into play, ain't nothing gonna happen right.
God is already in play. God ain't never come out of play. That's the people's perception of it is. God ain't
The
never
world is
come out of
evil
play.
right now. Period.
The world has always been evil. The world has always been evil. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Every time you come to our community,
they got the
drugs.
nice new apartments. Have you been in there?
Well,
Lee Walker Heights, when they moved all them people to the...
Maple Crest.
I heard about it. I'm from Greenville. I ain't never really knew exactly about
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
They walk around.
What it look like now?
I don't think it was that great in the first place.
It was new.
Yeah, but the way they
What it
built
look like
it.
now though? Tell the truth.
Well, it depends. I done
They
been-
had a new place to go out of Lee Walker Heights. What it look like now?
I've seen some people that have kept it up, and if the places look good, and I've seen some that they've trashed it.
Did they feed them anything different though? Because they give you a new place, don't mean that they feed you. What's still the same mentality. We ain't gonna have nothing but this.
That's
can't go
now.
farther than that.
You know what I'm saying is true. You can give 100 black people a check, and they're gonna be 100 pair of Jordans. Some crap. And the
That's
money
what-
ain't gonna get put together in one big old pot and buy something bulk, start a business. It'll never happen because it's greed.
Until they see that plan.
The
If
Jews
we,
put all their money together and buy something.
that's because they always had a plan. They always had and it could be from when you come
I
to
put my
black.
money in once y'all done established how it works, and it's working.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Buy them a nice big house and an airplane.
That's cool too. I understand it, especially as you're a business person, you gotta invest. I hold my money and see what happen. Now, if it came to like something that was to be
And that's
voted
what
on, would
everybody's
you?
gonna do. So the plan will never happen.
But it's not for our money. This is the thing about it. It's money. The money that
What you do is vote for the government to get reparations. Put it all in one big old pile. The plan has to be agreed upon amongst the black community before anything happens. Nobody gets a bank account.
Right, and that's what's happening.
that's what I was saying. That's kind of what's happening in Buncombe County. The money is pretty much already there. It's just we have to come together to decide what's going to be done with it. That's all, and come to an agreement that makes sense. That's all that's happening right now. The money,
What do you think makes sense?
money is already, like you're saying, we're looking at education, we're looking at economic situation, criminal justice. And that's what these conversations about. We out in the community trying to figure out, okay, what do you say needs to be done? Like, say it's $20 million sitting over here. Say, that's just for instance, it's $20 million over here. Everybody have to come to agreement on what's going to be done with it. What do you feel like needs to be done with our $20 million?
I think we should start a building company, concrete company, asphalt company, because that's something that never goes away. Funeral homes,
Yeah.
you want something that's substantial, that'll never change.
So like everybody should have a part in that company and be like, this is our.
You know how to do makeup, you can work at a funeral home. You know how to shovel, you can work in the asphalt.
Yeah. So it's always a job there, and black people own the company, and it's always
Stop in it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, boom. Yeah. So like over every year you get like a dividend back. Boom. You get a percentage of it back as a community. That's a good idea. That's a dog, especially something like you say, concrete with as much building and stuff going on.
And that's another one of those things, is like, they're trying to make sure that young people that don't want to go to college have a skilled trade.
Have a what?
A skilled trade.
Yeah,
Like concrete or asphalt or barbering or electronics. Or
like this could be the barber school, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody could agree, okay, we got 5 barber shops we want to be barber schools. And all you have to do is say, hey, I want to learn how to cut hair.
Right.
Come here and get state certified. Boom.
Paid for through that?
Yeah, through from the reparation.
Right.
Like this could be it. Boom. I come here. Oh, I want to be a barber. All right, come over here. It's a such and such amount of the week program. We do
You
this.
send them out away from you. You
certified.
send them away so you get money coming to you instead of spending all the money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, instead of going to such and such beauty college to learn to get started, now you can come right here. And we give this barbershop a percentage of that because they teach people for free to keep the door. You know what I'm saying? If it's just, we make sure they got the lights on, can pay for the building, that's all in it, until we can own our own building from our concrete. You know what I'm saying?
Any more. One.